Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. My name is Tiffany. If you are new here, if you are returning, thank you so much for clicking on today's video. I just recently stumbled upon some videos that were perfume wish lists, and I honestly didn't know that was a thing until I saw this first one, and then I started to watch more, and I think they're so fun because I love seeing all of the perfumes that are on someone's like ultimate wish list of all the perfumes that they would love to have in their collection, because it's fun to see, like, do you have one of them, or do you have like the similar wants or whatever. So I thought it'd be fun to do my own, and I wanted to say before we get started, I do not need another perfume in my collection. This is just meant for pure entertainment purposes and just to have fun. And in this space, or if you are someone that likes to collect like eyeshadow palettes or makeup in general, perfume, you might be lucky to have maybe one person that will tolerate you talking about how excited you are over this specific perfume or these notes in this perfume. But I'm guessing that a lot of us probably don't have people that really actually care at all. So this is just fun because if you click on it, then you probably like perfume, and I really just wanted to talk about a lot of the nostalgic ones. So the other thing, I am so excited, I don't know why, because I'm such a nerd, to be able to do this today and move over so that way I can put the little pictures here. And I actually filmed this earlier when it was like beautifully sunlit, perfect lighting, and realized I was in that space where I was like zooming in and out, and I didn't want to drive you guys crazy with that because it was awful. So I'm gonna back up this time, and we have our little picture area here to the side. I do have my notes of course, and just in case I forget one, because there's a lot on here, but we're just gonna go for it. So number one on my ultimate wish list would have to be Byredo's Gypsy Water. I have a couple dupes of it now in my collection, and they are really, really good, especially the Juliana's perfume one. And I was lucky enough to do a collaboration with them, and that was my first pick when I decided to do that collaboration, because I just want everything and anything that smells like Gypsy Water. So I do have the dupes. This one was gifted to me through a friend slash co-worker, and this is from Amazon. It's a Mirrors, and it's like a, impression of, and this is actually really, really close. It smells very, very close. And then Juliana's perfume, this one smells like, this one is spot on. And then I do have one that I kept seeing in forums that people were saying that it's comparable to, or it's a dupe of, and that's Zara's Water Lily Tea Dress. I keep it in the box because honestly I don't reach for it, because in my opinion it's nowhere near the original. So I would love to add that bottle into my collection just because it's the OG. So the second one would have to be, and I hope I'm not going to butcher all these names, so just bear with me, is Wilhelm Parfumerie's Poets of Berlin. That is definitely one that was loved at first sniff for me. I would have never have guessed that I would like something with those notes in it, but for some reason that combination just works like a charm, and it smells so good, and I love that. Plus the bottles are gorgeous. I just don't feel like forking out the money for that yet, but I will eventually pick it up at some point. We're gonna get into the nostalgic ones, and they're probably gonna be sprinkled throughout because I'm just kind of going off of my memory at this point. So when back in the day, I remember wearing this perfume all the time. It was super duper cheap. You could even get it, I would get it at CVS, but then Walmart had it like on the bottom section. So it's like the perfumes that nobody really bothers with. And it was so incredibly inexpensive. And now it's been discontinued, and you can find a bottle of it, which is a small bottle to begin with, on Mercari or eBay. And they want like hundreds of dollars for this much, which is insane. That is the Cody's ICI. Oh, I wish I could just smell it again, but that would be an awesome one for a house that does impressions of to do that scent, because I have yet to find one. So if you know of any scents that are even similar to that, I would love to know, because I need to have that in my life at some point again, even just to smell it just one more time. So that's definitely one that's really up there. Bath and Body Works. Do you guys remember the art stuff? And they had the cutest packaging. It was like glitter and like you could roll on, it's like, I forget, like different scents and stuff. They had one called Snow Angel. It's blue, it's sparkly. It was such a good scent. I remember I adored that bottle, and it's so hard to find. And every now and then I'll see one pop up on, you know, Mercari or eBay. So expensive. And I remember looking for that in forums that people were saying that Bath & Body Works Magic in the Air is the same scent. It's just obviously packaged in that bottle. And I went to the last sale and I got 2 of them, because I knew, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be one of those moments where I'm gonna take the cap off, I'm gonna smell it, and it's gonna just like flood back to me, like all these memories and just all this good feelings. And when I smelled it, I was like, it's not the same. So I was super disappointed in that. So I would love, love, love to have that in my collection. But like I said, so expensive. Sofia Vergara's Love. I have never smelled it before, but I love the notes. And if it's anything with coffee or some kind of cozy scent, then I want it. And I know that one is that. And again, you can't find it. You can find it a lot on Mercari and, you know, sites like that, but they want a lot of money for the bottles, and I just don't feel comfortable paying a lot of money for a celebrity scent. So that one I always kind of skip out on. Another thing from Bath & Body Works, they had this line, and I'm going to say it wrong, so it's Tutti Dolce or Dolce, and they had one that's called Amaretti, and I remember having that, and it was so strong that it took me forever to go through that bottle, but it smelled so good. I think I had like a lemon one too, and I don't remember exactly what it's called, but it smelled so good. I would love to have that again. And again, those you can find, and they're pretty reasonably priced when you see them online. I just haven't picked it up yet. So eventually I will try to get my hands on one of those. This Benefit had perfumes. They had a line of perfumes, and I remember they were sold at Ulta. And my sister had one. This was my sister. She gave me this one, but she had one called Something About Sophia. Amazing scent. I don't know why they don't have these anymore, and I can never find the Something About Sophia one. This one is Laugh With Me Lily, and when she moved, she got rid of like a bunch of stuff when she went to Colorado, so I got this. But I remember Something About Sophia. I would sneak in her room. She's 10 years younger than me. I would sneak in her room and I would spray it. She'd be like, stop spraying my stuff. Stop taking my stuff. But I would sneak it as many times as I could because it smells so good. So I would love to get Benefit Something About Sophia. And this one I just keep like for nostalgic reasons. I don't really spray it. Every now and then I'll just sniff it. So it's powdery, but it's like feminine and girly. So there's that. I would love to have Burberry Her Elixir. I do have the Lattafa version of it, and this is very close to it, but there's something about the actual Burberry Her Elixir that's just, there's something different in it. And I was wearing that one time we went to Dominik's lacrosse tournament, and it was like 90 degrees outside because it's in the summer, and something with the heat and the mixture with the berries was like amazing. It smelled so good, and I felt like it was just like projecting. So I would love to have that, because if it did that in the summertime, then I think it would smell amazing in the winter. I do wear this actually quite a bit. There's like, I used it to about here already, but it's just something a little different that's in the original. Moving on. This has to be on the top. Juice Bar's Gummy Bear. So years ago, I found this, which is gummy bear scent, but this was the lotion. And I was praying to God that even if it was the lotion, I would smell it and it would smell like gummy bear. And it smells like gone off lotion, which I would expect that. It's super old. But I remember going to CVS, and this was probably that it would have to be in like elementary school with my best friend, and we would always go to the end cap that had the juice bar perfumes on there, or the sprays, and we would spray it everywhere. And gummy bear was my favorite. I did have it. I think I had the cotton candy one too, but gummy bear was just something out of this world to me, and I would love to have it again. But again, they're hard to come by, and I would love to have one. I don't use this. I just keep it mainly for the packaging and for the memory, because I think that's Leighton Meester that was on the front here. But it's such a good scent. I wish they would bring it back or like do something along with Bonnie Bell's Bottled Emotions. I know I had Hip, and I think I had Playful or Hopeful, whatever, with the ones that were there. And that was another one. My best friend, she had some of them because it was like around the same time, and she had some of them and I had some of them, and like we would take turns like spraying them. And I think they should bring this stuff back, because people would buy it just for the nostalgia of it. So those would definitely be something I would love to have again. And every now and then, or I do see them on Mercari, but I feel like the same person has like this endless supply of them, and they just constantly post them. So I just like, I feel like it's a little sketchy. So I haven't gotten them yet, but they do have them, and you can find them for pretty reasonably priced prices. I really would love to have something I had. It was either middle school or high school. My mom bought it for me for a Christmas present one year. I remember testing it out on like the little inserts in the Ulta magazine or whatever it was, and it was Givenchy's Very Irresistible. I love the packaging of it, like the pink, and it smelled so good, so sweet, and just so girly and fun. And I would love to have that. And I know that they do have it on FragranceNet, so eventually I will pick it up. But that is definitely on top, like up towards the top. Also, my neighbor, I don't really ever smell any perfume on her, but I remember years ago there were a few times where we were outside talking, and I would get like a whiff of something, and every time I would ask her, what do you have on? And she would say Hugo Boss Deep Red, that her husband buys it for her off of like probably FragranceNet, because it's not just something like readily available in the stores anymore. And I honestly, now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, I can't even remember what it smells like off the top of my head. I just know that every time she came anywhere near me when we were outside talking and I would smell it, I would be like, oh my God, that smells so good. I need that. So another Givenchy would be one that's technically a men's perfume or cologne, and I went through a phase where any guy that I was dating, I would buy it for them because I just wanted to smell it. And actually now I've smelled it on me and I love it, so I just want a bottle for myself. And if Dominik or Frank wants to wear it, then they can wear it, but mainly for me, I'll probably use it as like a bedtime scent. Every now and then I know you can find them at like TJ Maxx or Burlington, I think, but I just haven't been able to find one. I've only seen people picking them up in their hauls. Oh, another one that's technically men's, and I have it right here, but this is Dominik's. I got this for him like maybe a year or two ago, and it's this Cremos Spice and Black Vanilla. It's an EDT. It's super duper inexpensive and cheap, but this thing projects. It's such a good, cozy, like amazing scent. I mean, I know it's in a lot of people's collections for good reason, because they're cheap and they smell amazing. And he's already blown through this, but to be honest, I've snuck it. So I just want my own bottles, so I have to stop going and taking his. But oh my God, it's such a good scent. It's definitely one I want to have my own of. I think it's Bianco Latte. I would love to have the Lattafa Eclair version of it, because I do have Paris Corner's Caramel Cascade, which is supposed to be another dupe of it, but I've heard that the other one is better. and I love this scent, and every time I wear it, people compliment it, and I would just love to have the other one. I don't even need to have the original Bianca Latte. I would just like to have the Lattafa one because it's spoke so highly of. And then 2 more Middle Eastern ones would be Casablanca because by Swiss Arabian, because every time I hear someone talk about that, it's like their caramely Halloween scent, and I just think it sounds amazing. I've never smelled it before, but it sounds like something I would really like. And also Lattafa's Nebros, because I know that's a Billie Eilish dupe, and I love the Billie Eilish perfume, and that's actually on here too. I have a travel size bottle. I have like this, but one end is the original and the other end is the second version of it. I definitely would love to have the original because I love the bottle. I know some people really can't stand the bottle, but I think it's pretty. So I would love to have that one in my collection. I also had a sample, or 2 samples. One of, it was a Paco Rabanne Olympia, I think is how you say it, or Olympia. And I picked up the Maison Alhambra version of it. It's supposed to be the dupe of it. I haven't actually really given this much attention since I had it. But I remember wearing that at the beach, and it was perfect, along with, which surprisingly worked, I took it to, we went to Ocean City, and I took Dolce & Gabbana's Dolce, I think. This is like the regular one, and that smelled so good, and I definitely would love to have that one in the collection. Another Dolce & Gabbana would be Devotion, because every time going to Ulta I have to spray that, and it smells amazing, and it's definitely one that, like, I love those types of scents. And also another one, every time, or there's 2 more, every time going to Ulta, it's the Coach Love perfume. That smells amazing, and that actually has really good performance on it. It's just like a perfect, fun, like girly berry scent, and it's just perfect. And then the other one would be the Carolina Herrera's Good Girl Blush, which is obviously a flanker of Good Girl. I honestly don't have any of the flankers or even the original. I have some ones that are supposed to be close to it from Zara, but I don't even care if I don't have those ones, but I definitely would like that one, because that one I remember was really good projection anytime I've tried it. Because like I said, I usually spray the same ones whenever I go into Sephora or Ulta, and that one definitely is different to me, and it's like softer, but it's not softer, it's sexy, and it smells amazing, and I need that one. Oh, also from Giuliana's perfumes, they were the ones that I picked up. This was A Night to Remember, and they smell really, really good. The Night to Remember is supposed to be inspiration of Kilian's Love Don't Be Shy, and this one, I would love to have that bottle just because I honestly want to see how similar it is. And then also the Fiery Goddess is supposed to be God of Fire. This one is so good. Every single time I've used this, somebody has complimented me. Actually, one lady actually kind of like chased me a little bit in a store once to ask me what it was, and I had to tell her and show her on the Giuliana's Perfumes website what it was, but it's that mango note. I don't know what it is, but it's really, really good, and I definitely would love to have that one. Max Candy Yum Yum, I've actually never smelled before, but just simply because of the bottle, and I know it's going to be something that's like fruity and girly and just fun, and I definitely love those types of scents. So that one has always been one that I would love to have and try, but again, that's mainly just for packaging. Oh, Tom Ford's Noir Extreme. I think it's like a black bottle with like a wooden looking cap on there, and there was a customer that she wears it, and it's it's marketed as like men's, but it smells so good on her, and I remember complimenting her on it before now a couple times, but the first time that I smelled it, I was like, oh my god, what do you have on? You smell delicious. And then I was so embarrassed at the fact that I told her she smelled delicious. I was like, it's probably weird hearing from one woman to another, but she knew what I meant. She said thank you, so she was probably like, what's wrong with her? But yeah, it smells so good. I would love to have that. Plus it was like, it was strong on her, so I can only imagine that it probably is a good one and that it would last for a long time. So, oh, these are kind of silly because they are in so many people's collections and they're kind of like not that big of a deal, but I have only ever used samples of them and I love them and I would love to have them. Is Viktor and Rolf's Bonbon, because of the bottle, because it's a bow, but also because of that caramel in there. It smells so good. And then Prada's Candy, because I like that it's like this super sweet, feminine, girly scent, but then there's just kind of like an extra little something in there. And I've gone through so many samples of that and I love it. So eventually I would like to have just a regular bottle in the collection. And something I've never smelled before, but I know just from the notes that I would love it, but again, more for the bottle because they look like little pieces of artwork, is I would love to have Glazed from House of Oud, and because they're beautiful. Those bottles are gorgeous. I know there's one, I forget what it's called, it's like really, really popular, but that glazed one with the notes on there sounds like it would be amazing. So I would love to add that one in, or at least one of them to the collection. And Love's Baby Soft, because that again is a nostalgia one, and I had that and I remember it's just like soft and pretty, and I don't know, I haven't smelled it for a really long time, so I think it would be fun to have that. Now you can get it on Amazon, so, and it's probably, I can't imagine it would be super duper expensive, so I'll probably pick one of those up at some point. And last but not least, a Tiffany perfume. For obvious reasons, it is my name. I don't have anything from Tiffany's yet. So I honestly, I don't know, I've never smelled any of them before. I don't know if they're like more on the mature side. I kind of pick up on that, and I don't hear anybody really ever talk about any Tiffany perfume, but I just kind of would like to have at least one just because of the bottles, but also because it's my name. So that is it. So yeah, I just, like I said, I thought that would be fun to do, and I've been really enjoying just like catching up on other people's from the past years, because I noticed that there's certain creators that have done it multiple years in a row, and I'll try to link some of those down below because, like I said, that's how I kind of stumbled onto it. So I definitely don't need any more perfume in my collection, but if I was gonna build my ultimate little wish list, this would be the ones that were on it. And it's just fun to, you know, chat about them and bring them up. So let me know if you have any of these in your collection currently. I'd be so jealous. But yeah, I would love to know. And then if you have any that you really would like to have that are either like discontinued or impossible to get your hands on, let me know down below in the comments, because I just think it's fun to know about which ones are like the ones that everybody or somebody specifically or whoever would like to have, because it's just fun to see. So thank you so much for watching as always, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, your night, whenever you're watching, and I'll see you very soon in the next one. Bye.